Carlos Santana, a legendary figure in Latin fusion and rock music, has captivated generations with his iconic guitar sound. Known for blending Latin rhythms with rock and blues, Santana became a global sensation, particularly after his unforgettable performance at Woodstock. However, behind the bright lights of fame lies a story not often shared. A deeply personal journey filled with grief, inner turmoil, and moments of profound self-doubt. Despite the success, Santana faced battles within himself, grappling with emotional pain and a quest for healing. Now, at 77 years old, Santana opens up about his struggles, revealing the untold story of a man whose journey transcended music to include powerful, transformative personal growth. A challenging childhood in Mexico. Carlos Santana was born in 1947 in Outlan, Jalisco, Mexico, into a family deeply rooted in music. His father, Jose Santana, was a violinist in mariachi bands, and from an early age, Carlos was surrounded by music. His father taught him to play the violin, which became his first instrument, but it was the guitar that eventually captivated him. Music provided a form of expression that Carlos would cling to in the face of future challenges, but his early years were not without hardship. When Carlos was 8 years old, his family moved to Tijuana, a city that would shape his life in many ways. While Tijuana introduced him to the world of rock music and was the place where he discovered his love for blues and rock, it was also where he experienced deep emotional struggles. These early experiences formed the foundation of many of the emotional challenges that Santana would carry with him throughout his life. Despite the adversity, music remained his constant companion and his way of coping. It was in Tijuana where Carlos's love for music truly began to flourish, particularly after seeing a local rock band perform. He became enamored with the music that was emerging in the United States, and he began to blend these influences with the rhythms of his Mexican roots. While he faced many difficulties growing up, Carlos's desire to play music, to create something new, became a source of motivation that would carry him through the years. The struggles of youth and early musical beginnings. At the age of 15, Carlos began performing in local venues. His introduction to the music scene was through playing in strip clubs in Tijuana, a rough environment that exposed him to a variety of challenges. Although it was a difficult and sometimes dangerous atmosphere, it was also where Carlos began to develop his unique musical voice. He started combining the rich Latin rhythms with blues and rock, carving out a sound that was distinctively his own. These early experiences, while tough, shaped him as a musician and helped him find his artistic identity. However, these early years also carried deep emotional weight. As he ventured into the music world, Carlos was forced to navigate the complexities of adulthood at a young age. His struggles with self-worth and identity, particularly as a young immigrant in the United States, became defining elements of his personal life. Despite the challenges, he never gave up on his passion for music. He played on the streets of San Francisco, making only a few dollars a day, but he was persistent. Music became not only his dream, but his way of surviving and coping with the hardships he faced. The rise to fame and its challenges. Santana's big break came in 1969 when his band was invited to perform at Woodstock. At that point, Santana was a relatively unknown group, but their performance at the festival would change everything. Bill Graham, the influential San Francisco concert promoter, had believed in the band and helped them secure the opportunity. At the time of their performance, Santana had not yet released their first album, and their inclusion at Woodstock was a leap of faith. Despite the overwhelming odds, the band's performance was an instant success. Santana's guitar playing captivated the audience, and their unique fusion of Latin music with rock and blues struck a chord with listeners. This performance catapulted Santana to stardom and began a new chapter in his life. Within weeks of Woodstock, Santana released their debut album, which went on to achieve critical and commercial success. The timing was perfect, and the world took notice of Santana's distinctive sound. Yet, fame came with its own set of challenges. The pressures of being thrust into the public eye at such a young age took a toll on Carlos. While he was riding the wave of success, he also found himself confronting personal difficulties, including the challenges of being a young man trying to navigate the complexities of fame, relationships, and his own personal identity. The transition from a struggling musician to a rock legend was overwhelming, and the emotional toll of his new life weighed heavily on him. Personal struggles and reflection. As Santana's career soared, his personal life began to unravel. In 1973, Carlos married Deborah King, a woman whose family had deep roots in the blues music scene. Deborah played a significant role in managing Santana's career and finances, helping him navigate the pressures of fame. Together, they had 3 children and built a life based on both love and business. Deborah was not only a partner in marriage, but also a crucial part of the business side of Santana's career. Despite their professional success, their marriage faced significant challenges. In 2005, Deborah published a memoir that revealed Carlos's infidelity, which caused a rift between them. The book's revelations led to their divorce in 2007, marking a painful chapter in Santana's personal life. He admitted to his mistakes and expressed deep regret for the hurt he caused. The emotional fallout from the divorce was devastating for Carlos, and it brought him to a place of deep despair. During this period, he struggled with feelings of guilt, confusion, and isolation. The emotional toll of his divorce, combined with the pressures of fame and the realization that his personal life was in shambles, led Carlos to the darkest moments of his life. He faced moments of intense sadness and confusion, questioning his purpose and his ability to continue. It was during these times that Carlos struggled with thoughts of ending his life. The pain and emotional weight of his struggles seemed unbearable, and for a while, it appeared that the only way out was to escape through death. A spiritual awakening. Amidst his emotional pain, Carlos found a source of strength that helped him persevere. In moments of despair, he described hearing a soft, comforting voice that reassured him, telling him that he was not alone. These moments of spiritual clarity became his lifeline, offering him a sense of peace and hope that had been missing. As he struggled to reconcile with his past and the pain of his divorce, Carlos began to reconnect with his spirituality. He found comfort in simple acts like lighting a candle or praying, which gave him the strength to continue moving forward. Carlos also reflected on his past, including the difficult experiences he faced as a child. These painful memories, particularly from his early years, began to resurface, and he realized that they had been deeply influencing his emotional struggles. It was through this reflection and the support of his faith that he began to heal. Slowly but surely, Carlos Santana began to rebuild his life, finding joy once again in the music he loved and the simple acts of living. The road to healing today, Carlos Santana continues to be a symbol of resilience and transformation. His journey has not been an easy one, but he has emerged from his personal struggles with a renewed sense of purpose. His music, once a means of coping with the challenges he faced, has now become a source of healing, both for himself and for his millions of fans worldwide. Santana's story is one of triumph over adversity, a story that reminds us that even in our darkest moments, there is hope and a path to redemption. At 77 years old, Carlos Santana's legacy is more than just the music he created. It is also a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the power of healing. His willingness to confront his personal struggles and share his journey with the world is a testament to his courage and resilience. Carlos Santana's story is not just the story of a rock legend. It is the story of a man who found redemption, healing, and peace through his music and spirituality. The Spiritual Awakening, Finding Light in the Darkness. Santana's journey toward spiritual enlightenment is just as integral to his identity as his groundbreaking music. In the early 1970s, Santana began to explore various spiritual practices. His introduction to the teachings of the Indian guru Sri Chinmoy marked a pivotal turning point in his life. In 1973, Santana was given the name Diva Deep by his guru, meaning the lamp, light, and eye of God. This name symbolized the path of enlightenment he sought to follow, one that would guide him through the challenges and struggles that lay ahead. Santana's immersion in spirituality, however, was not without its difficulties. While he initially found solace and purpose in the teachings of his guru, his spiritual journey was marked by several challenges and contradictions. In the years that followed, Santana began to feel a sense of distance from his guru's guidance, which led to his decision to leave the organization and continue his spiritual path on his own terms. Despite this break, Santana's connection to spirituality remained a central part of his life, influencing not only his personal choices, but also his music. By 2015, Santana's spiritual commitment had deepened to the point where he began to seriously consider a new direction for his life after retiring from music. He spoke publicly about his desire to become a church minister, a role he felt called to embrace as part of his mission to serve others and spread love. In fact, he even planned to open a church in Maui, Hawaii, as a space for people to gather, worship, and find peace in their lives. This vision reflected his deep conviction that his spiritual journey had led him not just to find personal fulfillment, but to give back to the world in a meaningful way. A musical comeback, Supernatural's global success. Carlos Santana's musical journey has been one of constant evolution. In 1999, at the age of 52, Santana made an incredible comeback with the release of Supernatural, an album that would go on to become one of the biggest successes in the history of music. Despite not having a top 10 hit in nearly 3 decades, Santana's partnership with music industry veteran Clive Davis proved to be a game-changer. Davis, who had originally signed Santana to Columbia Records in 1969, believed in Santana's potential to reclaim his place at the top of the music industry. The risk was enormous. Santana had not charted in the top 10 since 1971, and many doubted that the world was still ready for his signature fusion of Latin rock. But Davis's gamble paid off spectacularly. Supernatural became a global phenomenon, selling over 30 million copies worldwide and hitting #1 in 11 countries. The album's success was bolstered by the single Smooth, a collaboration with Matchbox 20's Rob Thomas. Initially, Santana had little interest in the song, which had started as a rough demo called Room 17. However, after pressure from Davis and a personal appeal from the music mogul, Santana reluctantly agreed to record the track. The decision turned out to be a stroke of genius. Smooth went on to become one of the most iconic songs of the late 1990s, spending a record-breaking 12 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and remaining on the chart for an astounding 58 weeks. The song's success was not just a victory for Santana, but a cultural moment that marked the last #1 hit of the 1990s and the first of the 2000s. It was a testament to Santana's ability to evolve with the times while remaining true to his musical roots. At the 2000 Grammy Awards, Santana's Supernatural album was recognized in a way that few artists ever experience. Santana won 9 Grammys in one night, tying with Michael Jackson for the most awards won by an artist in a single night. He also made history as the first Hispanic artist to win the Grammy for Album of the Year, solidifying his place as a legendary figure in the world of music. The album's success was a powerful reminder of Santana's resilience and his ability to overcome the challenges of an industry that had often overlooked him in recent years. A multifaceted success, business ventures, and investments. While Supernatural propelled Santana back into the spotlight, it was not just his musical career that flourished. As his success skyrocketed, Santana also became a savvy businessman, investing in a range of ventures outside of music. One of his most notable business ventures was his chain of Mexican restaurants called Maria Maria, which he started in partnership with renowned chef Roberto Santibanez. The restaurant was a reflection of Santana's deep connection to his Mexican heritage and his love for authentic Latin cuisine. The success of the restaurants was a testament to Santana's business acumen and his ability to diversify his income streams. Santana also made significant investments in real estate, including a $6 million home in Las Vegas and a $20.5 million property in Hawaii. These investments were part of a broader strategy to secure his financial future and expand his influence beyond the music industry. Despite his immense wealth, Santana remained grounded, using his success to support charitable causes and give back to the community. Challenges with health and controversy. Even as his career reached new heights, Santana's life was not without challenges. In September 2024, the 77-year-old musician had to cancel several big shows due to an urgent back surgery. The cancellations included performances at the Isleta Amphitheater in Albuquerque and his residency shows at the House of Blues in Las Vegas. Santana's back issues had been affecting his performances for some time, and he had already been playing seated during recent shows. Despite the health setback, Santana continued to honor his commitment to his fans, playing several shows in late August 2024, and even celebrating the 25th anniversary of his iconic album Supernatural during a special performance at the Kia Forum in Inglewood, California. While Santana's health issues were a personal struggle, they were not the only controversy he faced in recent years. In 2023, Santana found himself at the center of a storm after making controversial comments about gender identity during a concert in Atlantic City. His unscripted 15-minute speech upset many audience members when he expressed the belief that gender was decided before birth, a sentiment that many found insensitive and outdated. The remarks quickly went viral, sparking backlash from LGBTQ advocacy groups and fans alike. Santana's response to the controversy was muddled. Initially, he issued an apology on Facebook, acknowledging that his comments had hurt people. However, he later deleted the apology and replaced it with a cryptic poem that many interpreted as a deflection of responsibility. This only deepened the controversy, particularly in the context of growing anti-LGBTQ legislation being introduced in various U.S. states at the time. Santana's public support for comedian Dave Chappelle, who had also faced criticism for comments about transgender people, added fuel to the fire, especially given the political climate surrounding LGBTQ rights. The backlash was especially significant due to Santana's influence as a prominent figure in the Bay Area and the broader music world. His remarks were seen by many as out of touch with the progressive values of his fan base, and the controversy was a reminder of how even the most beloved artists can fall short when it comes to navigating sensitive social issues. The family connection, a legacy built on music and love. Despite the controversies and health challenges, Santana's family remains at the core of his musical legacy. His wife, drummer Cindy Blackman Santana, has played a crucial role in his career since joining the band in 2015. At 64, Cindy is an extraordinary musician in her own right, often stealing the spotlight with her electrifying drum solos. Her presence in the band has been a source of strength for Carlos, both personally and professionally. Their partnership is a reflection of the deep love and mutual respect that has been a hallmark of their relationship. Carlos's son, Salvador Santana, from his first marriage, is also a key member of the band, contributing keyboards, percussion, and vocals. Salvador's ability to blend different musical genres, including rap, into the band's sound has added a fresh dynamic to Santana's music. The family-oriented nature of Santana's band has become an important part of his identity, with the Oneness Tour featuring a setlist that blends old classics with new hits, creating an immersive musical experience for fans. Looking ahead, a legacy of music, faith, and giving back. At 77, Carlos Santana remains an active and passionate performer. His residency at the House of Blues in Las Vegas is set to continue into 2025, showcasing his incredible energy and commitment to his fans. Santana's ability to connect with audiences remains unmatched, even after more than 5 decades in the industry. His performances are a testament to the power of music to heal, inspire, and bring people together. Santana's legacy extends beyond his music. Through his charitable foundation, the Milagro Foundation, he has supported countless causes, particularly those focused on children's education and health. His dedication to social justice and advocacy for marginalized communities continues to shape his public persona. As he looks to the future, Santana remains committed to using his platform to spread love, positivity, and spiritual awareness. Carlos Santana's life is a testament to the power of perseverance, faith, and the transformative nature of music. His journey is one of triumph over adversity, marked by moments of profound spiritual awakening and an unwavering commitment to making the world a better place. Whether through his music, his charitable efforts, or his spiritual teachings, Santana's influence continues to inspire and uplift people around the world.